Hello guys, we're going to take a piece out of the form, the sword and hammer. I like using that form because it's a basic form. There's a lot of good movements out there. But what's most important is, I noticed that a lot of people like to get form happy. They got this form, that form, this form, that form, this form. But you have to remember something, that those forms were created not actually for an essence of combat, but more or less for they were a form for show, tournament usage, and so forth. What we're going to try and do is we're going to try and give it some meaning. Because if you don't have a meaning behind your motion, then you're doing a motion and you're copying motion that somebody showed you without fully understanding what you're doing. It's like somebody teaching you Spanish or French or German, and you can repeat the word, but you don't know what the words mean. So why are you saying it? Why are you expressing a language that you have no understanding of what the meaning is for? So, in the sword and hammer, when we're coming here like this, you block and you come up. So just off this motion here, it's a pushing motion. And what that means is if somebody's coming in and they're striking, you're pushing the hand away. Or if they're coming in on this angle, you're pushing. Okay, if they're coming in with the kick, you're pushing that kick out of the way. Pushing that kick out of the way. So from this motion here, where you come here and then you come here, this could be somebody touching your shoulder, you see? When you're coming up here, you're moving the arm and you're striking. That's why this other hand is here, because this hand is coming this way, it's moving the hand out of the way, you can move this hand out of the way and strike. From this motion here, or from this motion here. This motion can also be repeated on the other side when you're striking to the face. So when you're doing this motion, after you've come here, this is another motion where you're coming down. So I'm walking, and you see a guy who might be coming at you with the knife. See, boom, you're moving out of the way. Whoop, what are you doing? See? This motion, it's a pushing motion. It's moving the kick out of the way. It's moving the knife out of the way. It's moving a stick out of the way. So just from this and this and this, you can see that each motion has an individual technique behind it. It's not necessarily that you're going to be able to go, well, I got this, I've got this, I've got this, and I've got this. And I have to apply those techniques in that particular set. It doesn't work like that. You have to pick each motion apart, break it down, and make it work for you. That's the bunkai of the form. What does that mean? It means that when my teacher was creating these forms, he was thinking of whatever spontaneously, whatever he was thinking of, came to his mind. So at that particular moment, he was creating. Now, if you came back to him 3 days later, well, those motions are going to change. Why is that? Because nothing is the same in combat. It's always changing and it's always moving, but the principles stay the same. But the actual follow-up and attack is always going to be different. That's why you don't see, we do this motion here, then we do that motion here. What we do on the right in other arts, you do on the left. His whole idea was behind it is if you're firing this way, well, this has to be a different motion. Understand? It's not going to be the same. Because what you're encountering, if a man's coming at you with a stick, well, this may work to whip it away, take the stick away, and then fire at him. But this other guy might be coming at a different angle, so I have to move in, elbow strike him, and then come over with a different technique. This technique here might be, oh, I got to use my right hand. I got to scoop it out, and then come in with an attack to the face. This attack here, oh, I can push that stick away. I can come up with an uppercut, I can short kick him, elbow. So every technique, every motion is going to change depending on the height, the size, the weight, the intensity, the power behind the strike of how your opponent is coming at you. Is it multiple opponents? Is it singular opponents? Is he striking, coming at you fast? Is he shallow with his strike? After I strike, what's my next motion? You cannot just learn a form and say, well, I got the form now, I'm ready to go. You have to understand the meaning behind it. Like I said, you could learn Spanish, French, German, Finnish, Chinese, Japanese, and you might be able to speak it well. But if you don't understand what you're saying, then why are you saying it? If you're doing movements within a form but you don't understand what those movements are for, then it's just as well as the blind leading the blind. So what we're going to do from now on is we're going to break down the motions and try and give you an explanation behind each technique and what the motions mean and what they're for. Hey, I hope you guys are doing well. Hope this 2019 brings you much success, and I'll see you later. Take care, guys.